This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel-biting, bagel-bitch boy, bagel-bitch back.
What is going on, full-time family? It is 6:30 a.m. Tuesday morning. This is definitely an earlier show than we ever do. I am up this early because I haven't went to sleep. I pulled the all-nighter. I just got done breaking down the UFC Denver main card and predictions. I haven't got it recorded yet, but I'll get that up probably tonight after work. So with that being said, this is going to be a shorter show. The shorter the better, because I'm trying to crash before I got to, wake up, get to bed. This is going to be today's show, so a lot of you will probably be listening on the replay. So salute to the full-time family. And as always, once you get in, if you haven't finished biting your bagel, smash the thumbs up button. Don't be a baby back bagel biting bitch boy. Now, with that being said, just a quick look over the card coming up this weekend. You see main event Chan Sung Jung versus Yair Rodriguez. That's going to be a fun fight. Both of these guys been out for about a year and a half coming back. Yair Rodriguez taking this fight on somewhat short notice because Frankie Edgar, actually about a week's notice, a little over a week's notice, when Frankie Edgar was forced out of the fight. Cerrone versus Perry, that's probably the people's main event. I don't know if you're Team Cerrone, Team Perry. Either way, it's going to be a hell of a fight. Just a fun fight, a fan-friendly fight. Guys that, there's a lot of drama going into this fight as well. Just being, for one, it's a great matchup, but there's the added element to this. This fight's deeper than rap. A lot of drama and issues going on at Jackson Wink, and this fight's kind of in the middle of it right now. So, crazy fight there in the co-main event. Raquel Pennington coming back to take on the Iron Lady, Germaine Durandamy. Germaine Durandamy in her last fight won the women's featherweight title that Chris Cyborg now holds. And Raquel Pennington coming off of a title fight with Amanda Nunes. So both former UFC title challengers in this fight. Fighting at bantamweight. We'll see who gets this fight done. You'll see my predictions later on today after work. Joseph Benavidez, the real Slim Shady, taking on Ray Borg. Man, Joseph Benavidez is one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC, 100%. I was thinking about it when I was breaking down my fights. He's 100% on the most underrated UFC fighters list. For one, because people don't put respect on flyweights, and for two, because people don't put respect on flyweights. But, no, this guy, before his loss to Sergio Pettis, was fucking 25-4. The only two professional fighters that ever beat Joseph Benavidez up were Dominic Cruz and Demetrius Johnson. He lost to them both twice. But other than that, nobody fucking beat Joseph Benavidez. So, one of the most underrated fighters in my opinion for sure. Came back off about a year and a half layoff, lost a split decision to Sergio Pettis. It is what it is. Coming back now to take on Ray Borg. Macy Barber, probably one of the brightest WMMA prospects. She's only 20 years old, dangerous. She's finished, I believe, 4 of her 5 wins. I think she's got a family in fighting. She trains with Court McGee and also Anthony Smith, like great training partners. So Macy Barber, man, I'm definitely looking forward to her fight. I think she's got the potential to be a big star in this sport, but she's real young in the game. So it's a weird spot for Macy Barber because she's in the UFC, and the UFC can't really do a good job of developing these young fighters like Sage Northcutts and Mickey Galls and Macy Barbers and Sean O'Malley's. It's really hard to do that in the UFC because the UFC is the Shark Tank. You want to develop a prospect, you kind of got to do it outside the UFC because there's better matchups, a lot more winnable fights. In the UFC, after you get a little bit of hype, people are ready to see you fight the best. And if not, you start, having to get protected and put a boom. So we'll see how Macy Barber can do, but she's only 20 years old. But I'm definitely looking forward to her UFC debut. Definitely a very talented fighter. Bright future. Then we got the Violent Bob Ross taking on Michael Trezano. How can you have a guy named the Violent Bob Ross with such an epic appearance and person? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would just say appearance here. Pause. But how do you not have his picture up? It's like one of the best things about Luis Pena. He's a solid fighter for sure as well. But come on, it's the Violent Bob Ross. Get this man's fucking picture up here, man. Violent Bob Ross taking on Mike Trizano, who actually won that season of Tough. I like Violent Bob Ross, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he's going to be... This is a tough fight for him to win, even though he's a big 3-1 favorite. It surprised the fuck out of me. Mike Trizano fighting out of Tiger Showman. Tough team, more experience, more amateur fights. Did way better on the Tough show. Like, I don't know, yay. We'll see, but Luis Pena is definitely a dangerous fighter. He won his UFC debut over Richie Smolin. So, with that being said, let's see who's in the building. John Doe, Bryson Bukowski. What's going on, people? John Doe says, what's up? On my way to work. Yo, I'm doing this now. Pulled all-nighter so I can crash before I got to get back to work. So it's going to be a shorter show. Salute to John Doe on the way to work. Let's see. Alright, so let's get to talking about the news. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler is in the works for UFC 233 in Anaheim. Now, this is interesting because just yesterday there were reports of a potential Ben Askren versus Darren Till fight, or Robbie Lawler versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight, which has been reported for a while now, rumored for a while now, that the UFC was looking at booking Robbie versus Wonderboy. That's a fight a lot of fans would like to see, and we would like to see for a while now. But Ben Askren is a new welterweight, and he's over here shaking things up, and he's definitely shaking up the welterweight division and the plans of the welterweight division, because it looks like he's going to be taking on Robbie Lawler at UFC 233 in Anaheim. Now, this is just a report, but it's coming from Brad Komodo with ESPN, and Ben Askren seemingly confirmed it on Twitter. Brad Okamoto said, breaking, Ben Askren vs. Robbie Lawler targeted for UFC 233 on January 26th in Anaheim, per Dana White. Contracts are not signed yet from what I'm told, but the UFC is working on getting it finalized. Story up soon on ESPN, and Ben Askren retweeted it and said, lots of welterweights breathing easy right about now. Don't worry, your times will come. So pretty much saying Robbie Lawler's going to get this work first. Now, with that being said, I'm not super excited about the matchup, if I'm being 100% honest. I mean, I'm always down to see a Robbie Lawler fight, but as far as an exciting fight, it's probably not going to be that unless Lawler can keep the fight standing. But, I mean, Ben Askren's going to look to come in here and take Robbie Lawler down and try and keep him down. Maybe he can get a finish down there, you know what I'm saying? He'll probably want to make a good first impression in the UFC. So I think if Ben Askren's going to win this fight, he should look to finish it, you know what I'm saying? Because he definitely needs to make a good first impression being a wrestler who doesn't have the most exciting fighting style. Now, Robbie Lawler's somebody we're going to be looking forward to fight no matter who he fights, because he brings the fight to you. He's a brawler. That's why we love Robbie Lawler. But this is going to be a tough matchup for Robbie. So it's looking like it's in the works. We will see if it gets actually finalized, which, I mean, being reported by ESPN seems pretty, legit. Forbes says, yo, I got a day off full time, down for a co-host. I mean, I'm only going to be on here probably for about 20 minutes today, bro. I pulled an all-nighter, and I got to crash before work, and so this is probably going to be a short show for the day. We only got like 3 or 4 things to talk about, but tomorrow or Thursday we'll for sure get that done, brother. Good morning, full-time fam. It's good to be back, says I'm him 247. Good to have you back, brother. How's it going? But yeah, so Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler in the works for UFC 233 in Anaheim. We got McGregor taunting the mad little bastard Floyd Mayweather. Oh, I read the headline and I was like, oh shit, what's he doing? Like blasting Mayweather? Yo, he fucking roasted Mayweather something proper, bro. McGregor roasted Mayweather something proper. Check this shit out. He posted a picture of Mayweather and Nasukawa, and he said, is that a tracksuit or a sauna suit, Floyd? Haha, what the fuck? He said, is it hot in Tokyo or what? What's the story here? That climate change is no joke. Fuck me. He said, what in the fuck's going on here? Who's this little prick next to you? That's mad shit. Like something out of Rush Hour 5 or something. Chris Tucker and Jackie fucking Chan back in this bitch. Fucking brilliant. Mad little bastard you are, Floyd. Oh, fair fucks you make, no lie, fuck it. Conor McGregor with the roast. Yo, he fucking he said Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan back in this bitch. Yo, Conor clowning Floyd on fucking social media ahead of his upcoming potential fight with Tenshin Nasukawa. I get it mixed up, man. I was just introduced to the kid. But yeah, that shit's crazy. Still looking forward to see how those rules are going to be coming down. Is it going to be boxing? Is it going to be probably going to be boxing? Floyd don't want no smoking kickboxing. You know that. So we'll see. But fucking what a crazy announcement, right? You look at Floyd as like this fucking billion-dollar dude that makes $1 billion per fight. Not a billion, clearly. 100 million, whatever the fuck he makes. Too much money. He makes all this money, much money per fight, and this clearly seems like this just don't even seem like on his level, right? This ain't no fucking global star like Conor McGregor or Manny Pacquiao, that's gonna make the world watch your fight and buy your tickets. Shit, a lot of people didn't know who this dude was before this announcement. So, for somebody that's got all the money in the world, why you showcase this ain't so? This just doesn't seem like something for Floyd should have to do. But Floyd might be needing some money. I know it's hard to imagine, but someone pointed this out. Floyd is a gambler, and I don't know if you know much about gambling, but you can lose a lot of money real motherfucking fast. And with that being said, Floyd likes to show off when he wins his winning gambling receipts. How many losing ones has he showed? So it could be taxes, it could be gambling. Nobody really motherfucking knows, but it is a little, so it did catch me a little off guard to see Floyd Mayweather veering away from the Pacquiao and even the fucking Khabib plans and getting booked in a fight with this, young 20-year-old kickboxing prospect, essentially. He's a beast, but that's crazy. Conor was high off that rose kush when he posted that. Says forward, zero chance he wasn't intoxicated. That shit was so lit. That shit, Conor McGregor is fucking hilarious, bro. Dana White scoffing at Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager, expecting $50 million for the next fight. Conor McGregor said he made about $50 million for the Khabib fight, so now Khabib's manager's like, well, shit, if Conor can make 50, we just beat Conor, we should make 50. That's definitely not the case, you know what I'm saying? Or if that was the case, Nate Diaz would have made a lot more for his rematch with Conor McGregor. Just because you beat Conor once don't mean you're as big as Conor. That's not how it works. So, with that being said, and Crocker says Conor doesn't smoke weed. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've seen him hitting a joint. I'm pretty sure you can Google that. Maybe, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Conor smokes that rose kush. But let's see. As far as how realistic is the $50 million for Khabib Nurmagomedov, Dana White answered sarcastically, sure. And they said, all right, well, what's realistic? He said they know what's realistic. They know the answer to that question, but it's fun to say as far as $50 million. Now, Ali Abdelaziz, he's going to do his best to get Khabib the most money possible, even if it's something out of what seems like to be Khabib's character, which Ali Abdelaziz addressed on the MMA Hour. And Ariel Helwani asked him about it, like, why are you Khabib supposed to be this guy that's the humble one and bringing the sport back to where it needs to be, and now you're talking about fighting Floyd and fighting for the money and stuff, like what's going on? And he was like, listen, we already got our legacy in MMA, 27-0, we already got it. Now it's time for me to work for my brother, my friend, and get him the money. And man, I'll tell you, I ain't trying to motherfucking hear none of that, dude. You ain't got no damn legacy in MMA. I mean, you do, but you're still building it. You can't beat Conor McGregor and rest on your laurels after you talked about defending the belt and defending against the number one contender, especially when you beat like 4 strikers in a row. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna work over here at the full-time MMA dojo, and I'm a fan of Khabib. But don't give me this, our legacy is already intact. Yeah, you got a little something, but you ain't no fucking GOAT right now, I'll tell you that much. You ain't no GOAT, not in my book. You beat Conor McGregor, but I need to see you fight Tony Ferguson. I want to see you potentially fight Alvarez. Now he's gone. We're not going to see that. I want to see you fight at least Ferguson and Kevin Lee before we start talking GOAT talk. And really before you start becoming a fucking money-fighting diva like it seemed like we were against before you fought the money-fighting diva. So, yeah, I don't like that complete 180, brother. Aaron Jones in the building says, wake and bake time. Hit it one time for me, good sir. Kai Green says, BS Conor doesn't smoke. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so a little unrealistic, the $50 million for Khabib, Dana White is saying. But hey, that could be a reason. They gotta meet in the middle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. Maybe Khabib's manager saying 50 million because they really be cool with about 20 million. You know what I'm saying? We want 50, but we'll take 20. And really, they was only going to get 5. So, could be, a little negotiation tactic. Or also, he said they're making a lot of money from just visits and, Khabib doing appearances and shit. You throw out, we're wanting 50 million for our next fight. It might up the appearance value. I'm just saying. Think about it that way. Unemployed Mario Yamasaki says Ariel Helwani was trolling Ali in yesterday's interview. I just listened to that shit today, bro. Yeah, that shit, it was pretty interesting. He called him out on some shit too, you know what I'm saying? Interesting conversation, an hour long. But yeah, UFC champ Daniel Cormier expects the tougher fight from Brock Lesnar than Derrick Lewis. This is interesting. I wonder what you guys' thoughts are on this. Do you guys think Brock Lesnar would be a tougher fight than Derrick Lewis for Daniel Cormier? Clearly, Derrick Lewis has been fighting in the UFC longer, has more UFC fights. But as far as the matchup is concerned, you got to think Brock Lesnar has the better wrestling between Derrick Lewis and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's got the better wrestling. So Cormier's not going to be able to wrestle Brock as easy as Lewis. So I like what he has to say here. Daniel Cormier, the double champ, says, I think it's tougher because he kind of cancels out the wrestling. I can't just go take Brock Lesnar down at will like I was able to do with Derrick Lewis. And he's big, athletic, and super fast. Also, he has a size 5X gloves. So if he'll be able to land one of those strikes, it could be the end of my night. I truly do believe it's the tougher fight. I hear what he's saying. This is a fight where he's not going to be able to rely on his wrestling as much. But still, I think this is a fight that's DC's fight to lose. With that being said, Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar, is being targeted early 2019. But Brock Lesnar is still over there doing fucking appearances in the WWE every other damn weekend. Okay, not every other weekend. But I think he just won another damn Universal title or something. Some crazy Universal Intercontinental 2-time fucking 3-time triple threat, triple crown, Hell in a Cell, fucking Royal Rumble championship. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just won another one. So we'll see. But DC, he's expecting a tougher fight from Lesnar than Lewis. Also, he'll be less banged up, right? Lewis was a little injured coming into their fight. Not injured, but, he just got out of a fight. So, that being said, we got a few more topics. Dustin Poirier wants a UFC lightweight title shot, but understands Tony's next in line. Now, I like what Dustin Poirier is saying here because I want to see Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. I like what he's saying, and I don't like what he's saying. The reason I like it is because I think he's right. Tony is the rightful number one contender. The reason I don't like it is because he's wrong. He's the number one contender. There's multiple number one contenders. Either Dustin Poirier or Tony Ferguson could be fighting for the title. If Tony Ferguson was out of the picture, and not even just out of the picture, but if he just couldn't make it on a certain date, if he was injured, if anything, if Khabib chose Poirier, nobody would argue. If the UFC booked Khabib versus Poirier, you wouldn't get many complaints. As long as they said, listen, this is a big fight. We tried to book for Ferguson versus Porier already. I mean, Ferguson versus Khabib already. We already tried to book it 4 times. This is a business. We can't put millions of dollars into promoting that fight again. You know how people would let that shit go. We wouldn't ask them but think twice about it. Oh, okay. Khabib versus Porier. Yeah, we've had talks about that. Khabib's shown interest in fighting Porier. A little unfortunate, but we'll take it. So if I'm Poirier, man, I'm just saying, come out here and campaign for that title shot. Fuck that. Talk, hey, Khabib. And I'm just pretending like, you know what I'm saying, I'm Poirier. Or if I was Poirier's manager, what I would tell him to say. Or somebody on his team. Yo, Khabib. Nate Diaz just bitched out. You just smashed Conor. You know I'm the #1 contender. You were talking that good shit before the fight like you wanted to scrap me. Y'all said I was the #1 contender. So once you get off of suspension, let's do this shit. And if you don't want no, if Khabib is suspended, Tony Ferguson's next in line. Well, shit, let's get an interim title going until Khabib gets back. He wanted to flying eagle kick Dylan Dennis. He might get suspended. I tell you what, Tony Ferguson, you're the #1 contender, but I respect you and all, but I earned a shot too, brother. We can battle it out to see who really is gonna be wrestling that bear wrestling motherfucker next. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's something I could see happening. If Khabib gets suspended for an extended period of time, Dustin Poirier versus Tony Ferguson for an interim lightweight title. That's something I would love to see. That'd be a great fight. We'll see, but Dustin Poirier, this is what he had to say. He said, there's going to be some more stuff to go through. I'm cleared to start a camp here in the next few weeks, I'm sure. I spoke to a doctor a couple of days ago. He called just as a checkup, and he said, most of the time you see huge improvements like 6 to 8 weeks out from stem cell injections, and my body has taken it real good already. I'm excited to see the 6-week mark and how good I'm going to be feeling. I just want to do whatever I have to do to get the title shot, whatever I need to do. That's been my goal the whole time, but we'll see. I haven't spoke to the UFC about what's next. I was seeing some stuff they were saying they don't want to try and rebook the Nate fight. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'll be ready to roll probably into January, early February. I'll be ready to roll. When I talk to him, I'm going to say I want a title shot, but at the end of the day, if they make the offer and I have to choose what's next, but I agree, Tony's next in line. We'll see how it shakes out. I just want a big fight, somebody at the top. I want to be a world champion. So, Dustin Poirier, I think, and he's even taking it better than a lot of fighters would. Dustin Poirier's not a fucking diva, you know what I'm saying? He could be like on his high horse. No, I'm waiting out for my title shot. I beat 3 top contenders. I for surely deserved a title shot. Now he's like, okay, well, shit, I'm going to have to bust somebody else's ass. But it's cool. Just give me a big fight. This dude fucking got a wrecking ball and Justin Gaethje threw at him. Didn't get the immediate Eddie Alvarez rematch after that no contest. Eddie Alvarez got to go on the show and coach against Gaethje and then got the Gaethje fight. So Poirier had to fight like Pettis and then had to fight fucking or Gaethje and then had to fight Alvarez. Or fight. This dude's having to go, you know what I'm saying, through a murderer's row to get to a title shot. Tony Ferguson had to win 11 or 12 fights in a row, and he definitely beat some murderers in there, like Rafael Dos Anjos and some others. But Poirier, though, fucking beating Anthony Pettis, fucking Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, like, he's beating some real fucking tough dudes, like, en route to a potential title shot. So, well, definitely has just became one of the best lightweight fighters in the world through experience, through fighting. Dustin Poirier is a guy that you look at that I feel like he's a fighter that is one of the best fighters in the division, and he knows it, and that's why he's willing to take these fights, even though he deserves a title shot. You know, it kind of reminds me of Jessica Andrade a little bit. Because Jessica Andrade ain't scared to take a fight, ain't scared to lose her #1 contender spot because she knows she's got a good chance of beating everybody in the division. Oh, Carolina, give me Carolina. Claudia, give me Claudia. I'm sure she would take a fight with fucking Tatiana Suarez. Anybody you think is scary in the 115-pound division, Jessica Andrade will fight and has a good chance of beating. She's not ducking no fades. Dustin Poirier's not ducking no fades. Oh, I gotta fight Alvarez and Gaethje and Diaz and Pettis and Ferguson to get to the title. I gotta beat all the top 5. Okay, I'll fight them. Make the money right. Put me on a big card. That's all I ask. I'm a fucking savage. Ain't no politicking with me, dog. I'm whooping ass. Ain't no politicking on the part of Andrade or Porier. That's the type of shit I like, man. You know, these people get looked over a lot of the time. They're not even always fan favorites because they're not always out here talking trash. Porier's not the biggest trash talker. Andrade's not the biggest trash talker. People don't get behind him for whatever reason. Maybe it's not just for the people say, "Oh, I don't care too much for the trash talk." Well, you sure don't fucking support the fighters that don't trash talk. If these fighters don't trash talk, how the fuck do they get you to care? The people that don't enjoy trash talk. When the fuck are you gonna go buy a Dustin Poirier fight kit or a Jessica Andrade fight kit so she ain't gotta put that shit on eBay? Now, if they start talking some trash, you're gonna goddamn sure pay attention. So, you know, it is what it is, but I fucks with Poirier heavy. Everlove's Hot Wings in the building. I'm him 247. Jack Jones. Nobody says nobody cares about female MMA. I completely disagree. I mean, I don't know who nobody is. Maybe you, but you definitely don't. You know what I'm saying? I can point out 5 people in this chat right now, just right here, that I can guarantee you would disagree with you. Brother. I care about female MMA, says John Doe. So does Bob Cratchit. So does Leon Dubson. So does I'm him 247. I'm pretty sure Tom Thier does. And Crocker. Unemployed Mario Yamasaki. Forward. I actually think you're in the minority here. I care WMMA, says Remove. Lizard, my daughter taking martial arts. Gonna be a killer, says Everlove's Hot Wings. Yo, that's legit, I'm telling you. Like, females getting into to martial arts, that's the best shit running. That's the best shit running, bro. A chick that can defend herself. Like, that's next level shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had jujitsu and shit back when Cosby and these motherfuckers was around, right? And they was out here raping bitches and whoever was doing what, sleeping, fucking putting them to sleep, whatever the fuck these, you know what I'm saying? If bitches had, that just seems so perfect. Now, I've never been in a rapey situation, so I wouldn't know. But I've seen the movies, right? House on Haunted Hill. I'm just saying. Wait, that's not one. One of the Hills Have Eyes, some crazy-ass horror movie. I'm just saying, right? Seems dope if you had a crazy-ass triangle choke. I'm a plotter. Put a nigga in a arm bar. Break that shit. Seems perfect. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on WMMA. Anthony Rumble Johnson's manager says he will fight again for sure. Wants to return at heavyweight against Jon Jones. Oh, shit, son. Now that's some shit that'll get your boy excited. Pause. Yo, Anthony Johnson versus Jon Jones. You tell me Ben Askren versus Lawler, I'm like, nah, I like Lawler. Askren's cool. But it's not like I'm looking forward to a barn burner. It's not like one of the fights you hear and you go, what? Oh, shit, must watch. That's some shit you're like, okay, that's cool. Let's see who's, you know, if Ben Askren can prove he's one of the best welterweights. Cool. This shit, though, Rumble Johnson versus Jon Jones, a heavyweight. This shit right here, Nick. This is a can't-miss, must-watch fight if it potentially happens. And we know Jon Jones is coming back, and I would love to see him go up to heavyweight, but signs are pointing to light heavyweight, definitely fighting Gus at light heavyweight. Where's he going to fight DC if they fight again? They say possibly light heavyweight, but I think that would suck. I want to see him at heavyweight. Rumble Johnson's been putting on the muscle. Powerlifting, bodybuilding. Retired from the UFC, so he ain't even got to worry about the golden snitch. He's just been out doing whatever he needs to do, turning into a motherfucking beast. He could return heavyweight, fight Jon Jones, a fight we never got to see in the past. One of the only light heavyweights that Jon Jones didn't get to fight. So that's a fight we've all been looking forward to seeing for a long time now. It was booked one time, but it didn't go through. But it's a fight we've all been looking forward to. It would be a heavyweight. That would be fucking awesome. Jack Jones says, if women are so great, they should fight men. I'm telling you right now, Chris Cyborg would beat a lot of dudes' ass. Rose Namajunas would beat a lot of dudes' ass. Jessica Andrade would beat a lot of dudes' ass. Joanna Jacek would beat a lot of dudes' ass. These WMMA fighters would beat a lot of... Unless you're a trained MMA fighter, a lot of these chicks would fuck dudes up. If you're not a fucking trained MMA fighter, Amanda Nunes will beat the fuck out of you. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're not a trained fighter, if you don't fight, you got one discipline. If you grew up and fucking did taekwondo and that's all you got, and some strength, you don't get your ass whooped by one of these chicks out here, brother. And Jermaine Durandamy has fucked up a dude, but it was like someone from the crowd. But either way. John Doe says that makes no sense. Talking to Jack Jones, I believe. Ever loves hot wings. Anybody has a wrench, says Aaron Jones. Everyone doesn't have a wrench. Alright, we got one more topic to talk about, guys, and then I'm fucking gonna crash out. You guys know how I got the 5-minute timer in the beginning of the show? Bro, I was literally over here dozing off, and I woke up, it was like 45 seconds. I was like, oh, that would have been bad, bro. Like, I was just over here just fucking dozed off, and the stream would have started, because I already hit start streaming. I don't know. You guys would have I would have just been live streaming, probably fucking, you know? I don't even know. You guys would have been, like, watching me sleep. That would have been awkward as fuck. But, yeah, so, with that being said, just a little fun, little interesting thing I saw on Facebook. My friend told me about it, but I saw it later on. He was like, yo, what? Shaq just battled Forrest Griffin in a grappling match? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he repeated it. He said, Shaq is grappling Forrest Griffin. I said, okay, that's pretty interesting. And then the video came up, and yeah, it was Shaq grappling Forrest Griffin. And Dana White was the referee, and Claudia Gadelha came in at the very end and tried to put Shaq in a rear naked choke. That was almost a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a roll. I think the goal was Dana White bet Shaq $2,500 that I think he said that Claudia Gadelha could submit him, but he ended up rolling with Forrest Griffin, and so he didn't get submitted though. Big ass dude, Forrest Griffin was not able to submit him. Big Shaq is a big boy. He's probably 7'1", 350 pounds. That's a big boy to be trying to fucking choke out or submit any of that. But yeah, but yeah, I don't really want to play the video because you know what I'm saying, you know how the copy strikes and shit work. But yeah, guys, we've been going for about 40 minutes. Definitely one of our shorter shows. So good morning to the family. If you're tuning in later on in the day, wherever you're tuning in, legend has it Shaq had a BJJ rainbow belt, says Kenshiro MMA. Yo, I don't know why, like, a rainbow belt just triggered so many thoughts in my head. Like, I wonder, I don't know, I pictured a rainbow belt, and then I thought, like, gay, like, wait, I wonder if there's, like, anybody with a rainbow belt. Like, you just blew my brain with that. But yeah, man, so with that being said, that's all the topics I got for today's show, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We talked a little bit about the news, current events in MMA. We'll definitely be back tomorrow. We'll try and get a co-host or definitely the panel going, and we'll have more time. Look forward to the UFC Denver breakdown and predictions. I'll be posting after or before work today. I got to record them. I already got them all broke down, and I got my predictions made. But yeah, so those will be coming out sooner rather than later. Thank you guys for stopping by. Salute to the full-time family, man. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And if you're finished biting your bagels, do your boy a favor, smash the thumbs up button. It would be greatly appreciated. I'm out.